How long did you rehearse the particular setups then? I mean, did you rehearse for hours and then shoot for a relatively short period of time?
We came to LA before we started shooting, and they had measured out the St. James Theater. We were shooting in a Broadway theater, and he had taped out everything on the floor. And so for 3 weeks, we did, give or take, we all kind of came in, and Michael was there all 3 weeks, all day, every day. But we would choreograph and they sort of had an idea of what they could and couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So Chivo and Alejandro would walk us through, and we rehearsed for 3 weeks, and then once we got into the theater, you know, it's a whole nother story because you're enclosed, or when we were on the roof, you know, we were actually on a rooftop, which I think was the most complicated part, was being over the ledge, and Chivo had to light us on a ledge and find a way to see, you know, Edward and I at once, and it was complicated, but it was, I mean, I think the effect of it is so incredible. You feel like you're in this man's head as he's having essentially a mental breakdown. Yeah, so it really never lets up.
And now that scene with Edward on the roof, that kind of provides a little breathing room for the audience amid this kind of the frenetic quality of the movie. And I don't know if it was like that for the two of you in shooting it, but you were like actually sitting on the actual ledge of the building, and what was that like?
I loved it. I thought it was great.
But now Edward was a little scared?
I think, well, probably more hesitant than someone who just no longer has any fear of heights. 4 stories up is nothing to me at this point. So you know, and it was nice also for Sam, for my character, because she's doing anything she can to get high. So the adrenaline of hanging off a rooftop is exactly why she's up there. And he doesn't feel the same way, so it actually ended up working out well. I got to spit on someone time and time again.
You've lost your
I didn't
fear.
really spit on anyone, but there is Alejandro's voice in the movie when I spit, and he goes, "Jump!" and I say, "Eat me!" and he says, "Jump on my face!" which is not something I should probably say in this fancy setting.
But were you really yelling at real people down on the street?
Well, I mean, it was an active, you know, New York City street. So a lot of it is actually voiceover because it really doesn't sleep at all. So we were shooting at 4 or 5 a.m. and it's just the sound of garbage trucks and people screaming. And so you really felt New York.
And you had lost your fear of heights from Spider-Man, I assume? Or why were
Probably.
you so... Yeah.
Yeah, when you're on harnesses for long enough, careening down.
Did you have a fear originally?
I've always liked heights.
You don't like them. Okay.
Not needles.
Yeah.
If we were talking about needles, it would be a different story.